Have you ever looked at your kids' homework and just thought, something here is seriously broken? Yeah, you're not alone. And that frustration you're feeling, it's totally valid. So let's get into it. Let's uncover why things feel so off. You know, the whole problem really boils down to this one number, 100, as in 100 years old. That's right, our education system is basically a relic, a model designed over a century ago for a totally different era, the industrial age. And this quote just nails it, doesn't it? The system was built for obedience, for standardization. It was never designed to grow things like creativity or agility. You know, the actual skills our kids are going to need to survive and thrive in the future. Okay, so if the whole system is this outdated, who's supposed to fix it? Who can fix it? Let's break down the four main players here because we've got to figure out who actually has the power to kickstart a real revolution in learning. All right, first up, the schools themselves. Now, you'd think they'd be the ones to lead the charge, right? But the reality is, they're stuck. They're caught in this thing called institutional inertia. You see all these nice, vague promises on their websites, but nothing really changes. They're just too big, too slow to move. Okay, well, what about the teachers? They're on the front lines. The problem is, so many of them are just trapped. They're in total survival mode. You hear it all the time. We're just too busy. And here's the kicker. The system itself is designed to keep them that busy. It's a cycle that basically makes real innovation impossible. And that really gets to the core of it. When your entire focus is just getting through the day, just surviving, there's just no room. There's no space in your brain for a quantum leap, a huge jump forward to a completely new way of doing things. And then, of course, there are the students. I mean, they're the ones living this every single day. They feel how broken it is more than anyone. But they're kids. They're still growing, still figuring things out. They don't really have the power or even the words to tear down the very system they're stuck in. So let's put it all together. The school is too slow to move. The teacher is trapped. The student doesn't have the power. So who's left? I mean, really, who is left to lead the charge? It's you, the parents. You're the only logical catalyst for this thing we're calling the learning revolution. Think about it. You've got the motive. This is your kid's future we're talking about. And you have the power to actually make a real, lasting difference. Okay, but how? I get it. This sounds like a huge, impossible task. But it's not. We're going to break it down into a real plan, a quantum leap forward, a clear 5-step plan designed for parents, just like you, to lead this revolution. Let's dig in. So, here's the game plan, high level, 5 steps. Number 1, change the question. 2, organize a shadow council. 3, find the Trojans. 4, create parallel learning. And number 5, a really important one, validate your child's feelings. Now let's dive into each one. Step 1 seems almost too simple, but trust me, it's a game changer. Right now, without even thinking about it, we're propping up the old system every time we ask, so what'd you get on the test? The revolutionary move is to ask a different question. Something like, hey, what problem did you solve today? Imagine if hundreds of parents started doing that. When we change what we value, the school is forced to pay attention. All right, step 2. This is how we get around that we're too busy excuse. You organize what's called a Shadow Innovation Council. Basically, you get a group of parents together, the entrepreneurs, the scientists, the tech gurus. And this group doesn't just brainstorm, they build actual, ready-to-go pilot projects for the school. See? You're not just showing up with a complaint, you're showing up with a solution on a silver platter. Step 3 is all about finding your inside person, your ally. Because look, not every teacher is stuck. In pretty much every school, you'll find 1 or 2 pioneers. These are your Trojans. They're teachers who are dying to try something new. Your mission is to find them and then give them your full, unconditional support. Let them know the parents have their back when they want to experiment. Okay, step 4 is a bit of a hack. If you can't change the school day, change what happens after the school day. You create what we're calling quantum labs. These are after-school programs that focus on stuff like coding, entrepreneurship, debate, real-world skills. And here's the genius part. When your kids start learning and growing so fast in these labs that school starts to feel boring and slow, well, that puts a ton of pressure on the school to catch up. And finally, step 5. This one happens right in your own home. It's about how you talk to your kids about school. We have to stop saying things like, oh, just get through it.
They know it's outdated, so validate that. Tell them, look, you got to learn the rules of this game so you can pass, but don't ever forget that the real world plays by a completely different set of rules. That simple shift builds a critical thinker, not just an obedient student.
So we've got the plan. But to make it work, we need to bring all our voices together. All these small actions need to be part of a bigger, shared vision. And that's where this manifesto for change comes in. Think of it as a declaration, a rallying cry for the future of learning.
Pillar number 1 is all about redefining success. This is the why for step 1, changing the question. We're officially declaring that grades aren't the end-all be-all. We're going to value things like resilience and curiosity. We're going to be the parents who ask, so what did you learn from your mistakes today? Pillar 2, we demand a system update. That's it. We're done with the old sit down, shut up, and listen model. We demand that our kids are taught through active problem solving. And we are no longer buying the excuse that the curriculum is too full. You have to make room for progress. Pillar number 3 is a promise. It's our pledge to support the pioneers. This is the mindset behind finding those Trojans. We're basically saying, we will be a shield for you. We're giving those brave teachers the cover they need to experiment, to try crazy new ideas, and yeah, even to fail sometimes, because that's where the breakthroughs happen. And the fourth and final pillar, this one's about us. It's a huge shift in how we see ourselves. We will act as partners, not customers. This means we stop sitting on the sidelines and just complaining. We start showing up, offering our skills, our time, our energy. We're going to share the responsibility of creating a better system. And the manifesto closes with this really powerful idea. It's an outstretched hand to the school, for sure, but it's also a line in the sand. It's our way of saying we are officially stepping out of the waiting room. The waiting is over. So you see, this learning revolution, it's not some far-off dream. It's real, and it can start today, with you. So the only question left to ask yourself is, after all of this, what's your first step? What's one small, achievable thing you can do to get started?